Right folks, Nukeproof Digger Comp, so this is their base model gravel bike from Nukeproof. Very good value for money. UK RRP is £1,799, full GRX group set, good set of wheels on it, carbon front fork, can't go wrong with it. Weight point for this one, this is a large that we've got sitting in the frame. So without pedals but with bar tape fitted, it is 10.52 kilograms. Not too shabby for the price point. They do a carbon version as well, which looks quite sleek, I like it. But for price point, this one wins for me. I like alloy, I'm not a huge carbon fan. 11-speed GRX, like I say, it's got 42 up front, and I've got 1142 on the rear. Has got a nice feature here, stopping the chain chatter, but if your clutch mech's on and you're not doing anything too rough, this isn't going to be too well needed, but it's there just in case. Holotech 2 bottom brackets, there's it's a non-press fit frame, which we like here at Frothy. If this creaks or squeaks, rip the bottom bracket out, put another one in, job's a good one. You're not going to have inherent problems with the frame trying to press fit bottom brackets in it. You can get issues and you're trying to overcome them with other bike shops. Easy, threaded, job sorted. The cable routing on this frame, it's a loose cable fitting, so it's a solid, it's an open cavity all the way through, and it just appears out the bottom there as well. So it can be a little bit tricky to feed the cable out from the bottom there, but at the top here you can open, these alloy plates come out, so you can open that up. They do send you some foam to fit with the cable. It's really nice of them not to fit that in the manufacturing process, because it means you're going to have to cut your brake hose at this point here, and then feed this over and then remate a new end on your brake hose. And they only send you one of these when you need two of them. There's a gear cable there as well, and they're both going to rattle inside your frame. So you want to put two of these through it. It's not quite long enough either. I would like to see it a little bit longer. I want to see it go all the way to the bottom and like stuff it in there, so the cable's got no way to chatter. But local bike shop will have selling loads of that. Tubeless valves come as well, so tubeless ready rims, they're pre-taped, and they're tubeless ready tyres. These are Schwalbe G1s, it's 45mm tyres that are on these, 700C wheels, but tubeless ready, so buy yourself a bottle of Stans or muck off and away you go, tubeless setup. Not a tubeless fan myself, but that's a rant for a different video. So the cables are going to chatter as it sits right now. Cables are a little bit long as well, see this is a large, it's still got a 5mm space off the top there. If you're going to change your stem and lengthen it, then you're going to want to keep this length in it. But if you're going to run with it, maybe I would say run with it for a month to start with until you're happy, and then take it to your local bike shop and get them to trim the cables down a little bit shorter. Yes, I'm aware that this is a bloody horrible, messy tanglement right now, but the gear cable needs to be replaced on this one anyway, so we're going to put some tubing in it, put some of the foam in it for the customer that's picking this up. That's the cables, the frame. The mounting points on this one, there's a lot of mounting points, over 20 bolting points on this frame. So starting from the front, we've got mudguard points down at the front axle, we've got 3 points on both sides of the leg here as well. And on the frame, you can fit your bags at the top here, or if you want to be fancy, bottle cage, bottle cage, bottle cage, bottle cage. I would go with a bag, a bottle cage for tools, a bottle cage for fuel, for water, and then I would just leave that on there blank. These tend to come loose, they're pretty cheap bolts that come with them, so if you've got some nicer stainless steel ones, I would fit some nice stainless steel ones to it. Try and have all the holes capped, especially on the fork here. There's not much drainage out the bottom here, so if these are open and the water starts piling up in it, it's a carbon fork like this, quite nice carbon, but it's just going to fill up with crap in there. And eventually it'll solidify and it'll start rattling about and you'll get a kind of rattling, shaking noise from it. So try and keep these capped. Say front mudguard, mounting point, front mudguard, mounting point, rear mudguard, it's got a mounting point down in the back here, and it still has the axle mounts as well. Also got rear rack mounts on it as well, so if you want to go a bit of camping, a bit more bike packing, totally up for that. It's got enough mounting points on it to suit all your needs. Cable routing on the back here of the frame, it comes with these plastic clips. We don't like these at Frothy, just fling them on the bin. Use zip ties, don't cut your zip ties like that. Thank you Nukeproof, that was not us, that has been Nukeproof. Try and cut them nice and flush. Those plastic clips always come off, and they always come off at the worst time, and because the cable routing runs by your back tyre like that, it's quite dodgy. They have got a set hole that the cable runs through here, which is great, but the cable can still come loose here and catch your tyre. So zip ties are far superior in my view. It's a sealed cartridge headset, of course. Standard kind of, it's nothing too fancy here. Bars, stem, seat post and saddle are all fairly basic Nukeproof components. They're quite cheap, handlebars and stem and setup, but they're fine to run with. They're not inferior in terms of quality of strength. You're not going to be racing UCI races with this bike. You're going to be just enjoying the gravel rides. So the stem, I would just run with that one. You can flip it. It's on a negative now. You could flip that over and get a little bit of rise. You can drop that 5mm back down, set yourself up a bit further on the front. If you're not used to, you're coming from mountain biking background, you probably want the front end of the bike a little bit higher. And there's loads of different brands of handlebars out there. But run with that to start with, see how you feel, see where you're getting pressure on your hands before you start messing about with things. The saddle that comes with it, it's branded Nukeproof. I think it's WTB that kick these out. It's a Neutron from Nukeproof. Fairly basic, it's like a standard mountain bike saddle, but if you're doing 40, 50k gravel rides, I would change that out. We do SMP saddles here, but you don't have to. Just something that's comfy from your mountain bike or from your road bike you're comfy with, change it out. It's a standard alloy post, quick release, which is quite nice. I've not went cheap and just put a standard Allen key in it. Other points, 12mm bolt through front and rear. It's cartridge bearing wheels, so they've not cut any corners of that. Again, comparing to other brands, Kona that we sell, £2,000 Kona gravel bike comes with cup and cone bearings. They're inferior hubs, should we say. The bearings don't last as long with these ones. These are same style setup as kind of Hope. The main advantage of that is you can just knock the bearings out and put new ones in. They're cartridge bearings, so when the bearing starts to give you issues, you knock the whole fitting of the bearing out and put a brand new one in, and you're back to square one. Happy days. Haven't missed any points. Handlebar tape doesn't come on it. You have to fit this to it. I've fitted it very quickly before doing this video. The end caps that are fitted with it, they're not great. You maybe want to buy some alloy ones with an alloy key in the back of it. Just tightens it up and makes it look a bit neater. The bar tape's alright. It's quite a thick, spongy bar tape. It's got a bit of rubber behind it. It's not sticky. So if you're a first time bar wrapping, you've ordered this bike online, you can wrap it a couple of times and there's not going to be too many issues. You're not going to struggle to fit this correctly. You can kind of see it's a rubber backing to it. So if you mess it up, rewrap it. It does come with loads of excess as well. There must have been a foot of excess when I trimmed this one 20 minutes ago. So there's plenty of handlebar tape there to give it a go yourself. I think that's it. I think I've covered everything. Doesn't come with pedals. Of course, you can have that yourself. A good upgrade for this bike if I was to use it myself. I like sticking with tubes, so I wouldn't change it to tubeless, and I would change the discs straight out for some Ice Tech rotors. Keep the brake pads, they're fine, but I would change for Ice Tech rotors. They just have a little bit better bite. These ones are okay, but they're kind of pressed so that the edges of these holes are quite smooth. You kind of want, the Ice Tech ones are cut and they've got a much sharper bite to them. It just stops the bike a lot better. It's a little bit expensive, but it's worth doing it. You get better brake and bite, and it's not too much of an upgrade. It's an easy thing to sort out. These are 6-bolt discs as well, so they're fairly easy to pick up. You can fit non-standard discs to it as well, of course. But yeah, overall, I like it. Good bike, great value for money. Can't really go wrong with it. 10.52 kilos. Yeah, carbon, alloy, GRX, tubeless, WTB wheels. Christ, it's good value.